Betrayal is like a slow-acting poison. It seeps silently into your life, unnoticed at first, manifesting as a faint bitterness in the air or a vague unease in your stomach. You don't recognize it for what it is until it's too late, when the damage has already begun to spread, touching everything in its path. For me, the moment I realized this poison had infiltrated my life was the night I stumbled upon the first undeniable clue. Until that point, I had been blissfully unaware, living in a world built on trust and love, blind to the fragile, false pillars upon which my reality stood. But when the truth struck, it didn't just crack my world, it shattered it entirely. I could have confronted my wife, Sophia, in that instant. I could have raged, shouted, or even begged for answers. But something deep inside held me back. It wasn't about unleashing a fleeting outburst. I craved something far more meaningful. I wanted justice, not rushed but calculated. The moment I uncovered her betrayal, I resolved not just to expose the truth, but to reclaim my life, piece by deliberate piece. I would make sure those who wronged me never forgot the price of their deceit. From the outside, Sophia and I were the perfect couple, the embodiment of success and harmony. We were envied not only for our careers, but for how seamlessly we seemed to fit together, two halves of an ideal whole. Sophia, a renowned curator at one of Prague's most celebrated art galleries, was admired among the city's elite. Her name was whispered with awe in circles that mattered. I, Anton Novak, was a rising star in finance, managing investments for Europe's wealthiest families. Together, our life was a symphony of success, charity galas, exclusive dinners, and luxurious getaways. Our friends marveled at how effortlessly we balanced ambition with love. But perfection, I learned, is often just a mask, and ours was slipping. It started subtly so much so that I almost missed it. Sophia's laughter became reserved, her smiles more restrained. She began coming home later, her polished but hollow excuses sounding plausible enough. Late night at the gallery, she'd say, or an artist needs me to consult on a last-minute installation. I wanted to believe her, convincing myself that her dedication was a mark of her brilliance rather than a symptom of something darker. Yet, doubts, like seeds, began to grow, gnawing at me in the quiet hours when her side of the bed remained cold, her scent fading from the sheets. The first tangible crack came in the form of a missing sapphire necklace, an anniversary gift she once wore constantly. One day, it was simply gone. When I asked, her reply came too quickly. "It's at the jeweler's for cleaning." Her words were plausible, but her evasive gaze left a shadow in my mind. That shadow soon grew into suspicion. The truth revealed itself in the quietest of moments. One evening, as Sophia prepared upstairs for yet another work event, her phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. A message lit up the screen, and a name I'd never heard before caught my eye: Lucas. Curiosity overtook me. The message was brief but devastating. "Can't wait to see you again. Same time tomorrow." For a moment, my world tilted. My hands trembled as I read those words, my mind desperately searching for explanations. Who was Lucas? What did he mean by again? The implications were painfully clear, but I clung to denial. Upstairs, Sophia hummed a carefree tune, a cruel contrast to the storm raging inside me. I didn't confront her that night. It would have been too easy, too impulsive. Instead, I chose patience. I needed more than a text message. I needed undeniable proof. Suspicion turned into obsession. Her once mundane routines became layered with hidden meanings. Late-night meetings and last-minute plans transformed into threads of a tangled web of deceit. I began to track her movements, peeling back the layers of lies she had so carefully woven. The Grand Continental Hotel became the first undeniable confirmation. Its name appeared twice on our credit card statements, each under Sophia's name for inexplicably large amounts. When questioned, she waved it off with a practiced smile, claiming she had booked rooms for visiting artists. It was a polished lie, but not polished enough. Using a contact in the hospitality industry, I uncovered the truth. She had reserved a suite, listing Lucas as her companion. I forced myself to remain calm. Anger wouldn't serve me now. Instead, I methodically gathered evidence. I followed her discreetly, capturing photographs and recordings. I even hired a private investigator to delve into Lucas's life. What I discovered only deepened my resolve. Lucas was not just a wealthy playboy. He was married, with children, and his business relied heavily on a pristine public image. Both he and Sophia believed their affair was hidden, their secret safe. They were wrong. Revenge would not be impulsive. It would be precise, a masterpiece. Every move, every detail, had to be deliberate. They thought they were untouchable, oblivious to the storm I was building around them. Lucas's arrogance became my weapon. His predictable routines, his careless confidence, each provided an opportunity. Sophia believed she could manipulate the narrative. She believed I was blind. But their reckoning was coming, and I would ensure it was unforgettable. This wasn't just about exposing their betrayal. It was about reclaiming my life and leaving behind a legacy of justice. Their carefully curated worlds were about to crumble, and I would be there to watch. I had been working late, meticulously piecing together Lucas's life like a puzzle, tracking every move, compiling his habits, and collecting evidence. Every text message he exchanged, every hotel booking Sophia made, every casual dinner they shared, it all fed into the intricate trap I was building. This wasn't just about making Lucas feel the sting of betrayal. No, I wanted his entire world to collapse. I reached out to the private investigator once more, offering a generous sum for information on Lucas's business dealings. What I unearthed was a goldmine of damning secrets, shady partnerships, questionable tax filings, and a mistress who had mysteriously vanished after threatening to expose him. Lucas had so much to lose. The next step was setting the bait. Using a burner phone, I posed as an anonymous client, enticing him with a lucrative deal. I arranged a meeting at the gym parking lot where he routinely parked his car. I knew the prospect would intrigue him. He was too ambitious, too self-assured to question the timing. The trap was ready. All I needed to do was wait. The night of the confrontation arrived with an unnerving calm. Sophia believed I was away at a conference, the perfect cover for her secret rendezvous with Lucas. But I was there, concealed in the shadows near the gym, watching. When Lucas finally arrived, his signature swagger in full display, a cold resolve surged through me. "Lucas," I called out, my voice cutting through the still night air. He turned, surprise flickering across his face before settling into irritation. "Who are you?" he demanded, impatience lacing his tone. I stepped closer, letting the streetlights illuminate my face. "You don't recognize me?" I asked, my voice steady. "I'm Anton, Sophia's husband." His eyes widened in fleeting shock before narrowing. "Listen, man, whatever you think." I didn't let him finish. My fist collided with his jaw, the sound reverberating in the empty lot. He staggered back, clutching his face. I grabbed his collar, slamming him against his car. "You thought you could waltz into my life and take what's mine?" I hissed. "You thought I wouldn't notice? That I wouldn't fight back?" Blow after blow, I unleashed the fury I'd been bottling up, each strike a message. This wasn't just about physical pain, it was about dismantling his entire existence. When Lucas crumpled to the ground, gasping for air, I crouched to meet his gaze. "Let this be a lesson," I muttered. "You don't mess with a man's family and walk away unscathed." But I wasn't done. Revenge without precision is reckless, and I wasn't leaving anything to chance. I drove across town to a bar, greeting the bartender with casual warmth. I snapped a few selfies, sharing one on social media with a playful caption. "When the boss is away, the whiskey comes out to play." It was all part of the plan, a meticulously documented alibi. Hours later, when Lucas was discovered in the parking lot, battered and broken, I was miles away, untouchable. The aftermath played out perfectly. Lucas's injuries were severe enough to send him to the hospital, silencing his bravado. His business partners distanced themselves, and whispers of scandal swirled. As for Sophia, her world crumbled in tandem. Invitations stopped, her reputation tarnished, and she became a shadow of her former self. I emerged from the fire stronger, sharper, resolute. The divorce was swift and quiet, leaving Sophia with nothing but the bitter memories of what she had lost. Months later, while visiting a gallery in Berlin, I stood mesmerized before a vivid landscape painting, its depth pulling me in. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" a voice said beside me. I turned to find a woman with a warm expression and bright eyes. "It is," I replied, a genuine smile forming. Her name was Elena, an artist traveling through Europe in search of inspiration. As we talked, a spark I hadn't felt in years ignited. In her presence, I rediscovered hope, a vision of the future unburdened by the past. Betrayal may shatter you, but it doesn't define you. It's what you build from the wreckage that truly matters.